Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I have an eye look video for you using the Lorac Pro. Now first I want to start by saying I'm not an eye makeup person, like I'm not a professional is what I'm trying to say. This is not a tutorial. This is not me telling you this is how your eyeshadow should be applied. This is not me telling you that how you apply your eyeshadow is incorrect or mine is correct. Okay, none of that. This is just showing you guys an eye look that I came up with the Lorac Pro, particularly using the shade Garnet. I know a lot of you guys are panning Garnet right now along with the rest of the Lorac Pro, and I've heard a few people mention that Garnet is one of the shades that is a little bit more difficult for them to use. It's a shade they were not looking forward to using, they weren't sure what to do with it, you know, that kind of thing. Well, my husband got me the Lorac Pro for Christmas gift, and Garnet was one of the shades that I was instantly drawn to in the palette because it's just my kind of shade. If you have blue eyes, I think Garnet could be particularly striking in an eye look. So I put the Pro palette into my makeup basket, and the other day I was playing around with it for the first time, and I decided to use Garnet on the lid as a, you know, an all over lid shade, and I was really pleased with the way it came out. So I wrote down what I did, and I thought I would recreate that look for you guys so that you could try it, possibly to help you further along the panning of the shade Garnet. If it's something you like, if not, that's fine too. I just thought I would show you guys possibly as a tip. So all you're going to need if you want to do this look is the Lorac Pro palette, which we have here. I have an eyeshadow base that is from Avon. The color is Always Merlot, but it's very similar to Maybelline's Pomegranate Punk Color Tattoo, so you could use that. The first time I did this look, I actually used the Color Tattoo in Forever Beige, or I'm sorry, Creamy Beige, so you could use that instead. Any eyeshadow base that you want to use, it doesn't matter. I just thought this one in particular would work well with the Garnet. I have a black liner and some black mascara, and that is it. So I'm just going to show you guys how I got the look, and that's it. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I know, like, you know, as usual, I'm going to say don't pay attention to my brows because they're kind of funky. But I'm going to start by using some Urban Decay Primer Potion eyeshadow primer. Yeah, I don't know. I know, like, I'm like a lot of people. I think I have I don't know what to do about my eyebrows. They're just thin. I waxed them excessively in the 90s when thin eyebrows were really in, and they never grew back, which I guess in a way is, you know, some people would love it if they would wax their eyebrows and then the brows never grew back. But it's kind of like now a fuller brow is in, and then I feel like when I draw on a full brow, it looks too fake and this and that. So actually, I'm getting my wipe so I can wipe my finger. So actually, all I have on my brow right now is a little swipe of the Creamy Beige Color Tattoo, you know, as my brow. So, okay, now I guess I got chit chat to go along with this eye look video. So now I'm going to take my eyeshadow base in the Always Merlot from Avon. And I'm going to use a brush to apply this, but you don't have to. You can use your finger. I like to use a brush when it's a darker shade, though, because I can be a little bit more precise with it. But, you know, it's whatever you prefer. And I'm just going to apply that all over the lid. And it doesn't matter if it's kind of messy because, you know, it's going to get blended out and covered up later. So it looks like we're pretty good covered. I'll put a little bit more on the outside here. So there we have that. And then the next shade I'm going to use is the taupe shade, and I am just going to, where's my brush? My fluffy brush. Every time I say that, like a fluffy brush, I think of 13 Going on 30. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie with Jennifer Garner, but when she gets all like stressed out, she's like, I need a fluffy pillow. That makes me laugh every time. So, okay, I don't want my stuff to roll away here. fix that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into taupe here. Just a little bit. I'm going to tap it in. And I'm going to do in the crease and above, like in the transition area. Maybe just a little bit more. This is a Coastal Scents fluffy brush. It doesn't have a name or anything like that on it. It's just came in a brush set I got from them, so. Let me see how that seems. And then I am going to take this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. And it's got a really dense head on it, but it's really, really soft and super fluffy. And I kind of like using that to just buff the edges and like soften everything. It's a really good brush for that. I guess just because it is really dense, so you wouldn't want to put shadow on it, I don't think, because it would put a lot of color or pigment onto one spot. But I think it's perfect for just blending everything and softening up lines and blurring, you know, things. So, okay, now I'm going to go into Sable, which is the darker brown matte shade here. And I'm just going to use, this is kind of a, it's from Smashbox. I got it in a travel kit, but it just says it's a definer brush. So I'm just going to put a little bit, dip it in there, and I'm going to put it right in the outer crease area here. Let me try to get that out of the way so I can compare sides here. And I'm going to use just a little bit more. And then I'm just going to bring a little bit down too in this outer third down there. And then I'm going to take my fluffy Flawless Concealer brush again and just go over that. This brush is super soft too. I mean, it's like super duper soft. Okay. And then I'm going to take an e.l.f. brush. This is just the cheap $1 e.l.f., I guess it's called eyeshadow brush. It's kind of like one of those C-shaped brushes. And that's what I'm going to use to apply the Garnet. And I'm just going to pat it all over my eyelid. So we're going into Garnet now, right here. And I did get fallout when I was applying it on the other side, so I mean I'm anticipating I'll probably get fallout here. But I'm just gonna pat it. And a little bit more. Maybe just a tad more. So there we have that. Now I'm taking, this is like a Lorac brush. I have no idea. I just use these brushes because I've used them forever and I'm comfortable with them. It's a double-ended brush. One side is for like cheek and the other side is for the eye. I like this kind of domed side to put my underbrow highlight on. So we're going to go into the cream shade here. And I'm going to get a little bit of that, and I'm going to put it under the brow and blending down into the taupe. And I'm going to get a little bit more on my brush, and I'm going to go into this area over here where I have dark shadows and kind of blend that up in, and maybe a little bit more. I think that's why I go through highlight shades so quick, because I have these really dark inner corners. I have a lot of bluish tint to my skin there. So there's that. And then I think I'm gonna blend this a little bit. More. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the e.l.f. brush again that I used, the sable, and I still have like a little bit of it on the brush, and I'm gonna run it under my lower lash line here. Okay. And then I'm going to take my eyeliner. Now, I don't usually do like a line on my upper eyelid because my eyelids tend to be very crepey. I will do that occasionally when I have time, but generally speaking, on my everyday use, I just tightline my upper lash line because it, like I said, I have the crepey eyelids, and sometimes it's hard to get a line that's precise and even without the little white spots showing through and everything. So this is the Bare Minerals eyeliner, Big and Bright eyeliner in black gold. This is in my Project Pan, so that's why I chose this. But like I said, I think a brown eyeliner would really complement this look also. So I'm just going to go ahead and go in there and start tightlining my upper and lower waterline. And there, I got a little bit, but that's okay, because I can go back and fix that later. We can put a little bit more of the Garnet shade over that. And then I'll make sure that waterline's covered. This isn't like my favorite liner to use on the waterline. My favorite would definitely be the Avon Super Shock Gel Liner Pencil, but I'm currently out of a black one in that, and I don't have a brown. So because I did kind of mess up a little bit right here, I'm going to go back in with just a little bit more Garnet and pat that down over where I got my boo-boo. And then I'm going to pat a little bit more on the other eye so that they're even. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of any black that got on that lower lash line, just smudge it out with that shadow brush that's got the Garnet on it still. And now I'm going to go in with some mascara. I've got the Smashbox Full Exposure Mascara. That was just in my weekly makeup basket, so I'm going to use that. I realized if I use a mirror while I'm trying to do this, I look down and you guys can't, I got some fallout right there, you guys can't see me. I go out of range of the, of the camera, So for me, I think it works better to just use the viewfinder as a mirror. And actually with my camera, it works pretty good. It's you know, nice and crisp. I can see really well with, especially with the zoom and everything. So, and I'm gonna put a little bit more, like a second coat here on that top lashes. So there's the mascara. And then I might blend a little bit more with that e.l.f. concealer brush right out here on this outer edge there. Okay, so now I will zoom you guys back out and we'll see how it looks all together. So there you have it. Now I'm gonna use, I'll show you guys what lipstick I chose to use also is this Avon in Wine Rose, I believe the shade is. Rose Wine. So that's what that looks like. I just thought it would be a particularly lovely shade to complement this. So there's that. And then sometimes I don't know, the other day when I wore it, I also took a little bit of the white shade and popped it right here, like right underneath the arch in my brow. And you know, nobody has to do that if they don't want to, but I kind of like the not a lot, because then you start to look like Mimi, you know, from Drew Carey. But I just kind of like just a little bit of that. I think it's kind of fun. But, you know, that would be up to you. A little too much of that, and you can kind of look a little bit crazy. But I think it's pretty. And I think it lifts the brow pretty good when you do that too. So, okay. I'll zoom it back in just a little bit if you want to see again. But this is the look that I came up with using Lorac Pearl and Garnet as my lid shade. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful in some way. And leave me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.